What is a frog's favorite 80s ballad? Toad, all eclipse of the heart. Welcome to the stream. Happy Thursday, everybody. Here we go. That's a joke for a very select subset of my audience. That one right there. Oh, thank you for being here, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I'm sorry I ran a little late. First of all, it took me a little longer to eat dinner than I thought it would. Had breakfast for dinner tonight, one of my favorites. And then when I was trying to start this stream, I kept getting this module won't load thing on my creator dashboard. But luckily, like a dozen refreshes made it go away. So, 2 games tonight. I want to try and jump into the first one here quickly, Battletoads. I'm actually leaning toward just one run at Battletoads tonight, because it might need to be a slightly shorter stream. I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow about midday. Don't worry about me. It's I'm just getting some tests done, getting some stuff checked out. But it's probably a good idea if I get a little bit of extra sleep before that. But we'll see how things go, because I tend to get lost in the games and then we stream for 9 hours. I say it's going to be a short stream tonight, and then 9 hours later, people are dropping back in after they've gone to bed and woken up. But let's welcome everybody individually. Cows Are Important is first in chat tonight. Good to have you here, Cows. I guess it was good that I ran a little late, because it allowed you to be here comparatively early. And Dead Zergling, good to see you again, Zergling. Thank you for being here with us tonight. Cows are important. What did you say? Cows are important. I have at least a pound of beef a day. That seems to me like a rather large amount of a large amount of meat. I do enjoy my meat though, and as Cows has even said, sometimes cows are important for eating too. They're certainly important to you then, Cows says. Welcome in, Jelly. Is that supposed to be read moost? Certainly. That's pretty rough, Zergling. I thought about stopping once, but decided it would be a missed steak. Nice, classic, a little cleaner. He is mooted. Yeah, there's usually a few awkward moments at the start of the stream while I'm bracing myself to say the joke. So it will look like I have myself accidentally muted if you tune in right on time. It takes me a minute to prepare for those. Frownie knows what's up. You're out of control, Zergling. All right, these are good. About a frog in my throat? Maybe. I might need to bring that up. I am a little bit in need of clearing. What are the odds? Me too. The odds that you're running late, or the odds that you're going to the doctor? I mean, don't answer that if you don't want to share. That's that question is more personal out loud than it was in my head. The odds that you have a doctor's appointment midday tomorrow. We're twinsies. Those tend to be the stream. When I say it's going to be a shorter stream, it just balloons out of control typically. But we got Battletoads and Dark Souls. Battletoads ongoing first playthrough. We hit a new PB twice last night. Was it twice? We hit a new PB once last night. We beat stage 10 for the first time. I'd love to duplicate that success. It is in no way guaranteed, but you know, every run is good practice. Almost every run is good practice. The runs that die on stage 5 are not very good practice at this point. The first time in a while I've caught the beginning of the stream pun. Always glad to have you when I can, Cows. I know you have things going on. I don't begrudge you for it. Yeah, shorter stream plus Dark Souls does not compute. I know. And in Dark Souls, it's more, I didn't do the level grinding I said I was going to do last time. I did make other improvements. They're very slight improvements, but other improvements. But I do still need to get a couple levels before I'm ready for the Four Kings for real. So, once again, I'm going to try to make myself focus on that. It's hard to do. It's hard to do, to just kind of hang out in one place and farm souls. It's not really, you know, you probably noticed I have a hard time with it. It's not really in my nature. I want to move around and try out my boneheaded ideas and explore, and that's definitely going to get the better of me. But we're going to try our best to get a couple levels and make a couple runs at the Four Kings. I'd really like to have these guys in my rearview mirror. So my breakfast for dinner, my go-to is to make a few strips of bacon, a few pieces of toast, and then an egg for each piece of toast. My eggs are kind of smaller tonight. I could have used like an egg and a half per toast, but it is what it is. But the thing is, so I make my eggs with very, very liquidy yolks, right? Because I like to break the egg open, have the yolk, you know, run into the bread, and kind of not quite make it soggy, but you know, the runny yolk with the crunchy bread. It's a really good combination. But usually I set the eggs down yolk side up, and then I just cut into it like almost like a steak with a fork and knife. I cut into the toast with egg situation and eat it bite by bite, and like it's really good. Tonight, because I was kind of in a hurry, what I did was I broke the yolk and flipped the egg on the toast, and then I just picked up the toast and ate it like an open-faced sandwich. And for whatever reason, it was so much worse. It could have been a combination of factors. Like my eggs were kind of small tonight, so it could have been that I had less egg per bread to begin with. But I don't know, just changing like the direction and the order that the foods entered my mouth really affected like my overall eating experience, and unfortunately in a negative way. So I don't know what's up with that. By the way, Sparrow said whenever I talk about food, I'm always so particular with the details that I give about my food, and he is 100% incorrect. I'm in no way particular. I do not overly describe my food. Because I didn't even tell you what brand of pan I used to cook the eggs. It might be the only detail I left out of that story. You know, I threw Mumbo Jumbo up as the icon for the stream last night, just kind of randomly. And then when I was going to change it tonight, I was like, wait a minute. Mumbo wasn't a random choice at all, because Banjo-Kazooie and Battletoads are both made by Rare. So then I threw up Banjo for tonight. Hey, Hrafnir, welcome in. The Battletoads circle. I think that's more of a... I think that's more of like a region of limbo, right? Because it's not... Battletoads isn't really pure punishment. Battletoads is sort of equal parts suffering and joy. Battletoads is like the sections of Battletoads that are suffering are larger than the sections of Battletoads that are joy, but the joy is very intense and maybe makes up for it. I don't know if it's coming through in the capture, by the way, but I'm getting some I'm getting some artifacts on the screen, so you know. We should all come up to yellow alert, potential Hamepeaver incoming tonight. Victory. That's bizarre, Jelly says. I've always been you know, if there's one thing, you know, I'm going to be consistently bizarre about food. I think I'm the only human on the planet that I would be less strange if I didn't have to eat. All right, if you met someone who never had to eat, like that would be strange, right? But it's less strange than my weird like food preferences that don't make any sense. My food preferences are simultaneously maddeningly precise and maddeningly inconsistent. Hey, Mile High Roll, welcome in. A little behind on the chat. Let me hang out over here. I can catch up. I think it's safe. You know, that's my preferred way about it, Jelly says. I know. Do you know what brands your pans are? I don't, Cows. I don't. You forgot to clarify the cooking temperature, the type of oil used, the time to the nearest millisecond for how long you cooked. See, I'm not particular at all. I missed all those vital details. It's all suffering for me, Rafnir says. It's definitely rough. It takes a lot of time and a lot of practice. I mean, it does for me at least. Trying to get a 1-up, shocked for a 1 down. Super fail. I never reinserted the cart. Yeah, I did actually. I did. When I came down here, when I turned on the NES last night, it was immediately scrambled. So I took the cart out and gave it the old wiggle and put it, you know, as I put it back in, and it looked clear. So I was like, well, I'm not gonna. You know, I'm not gonna bother with the Q-tip or anything like that. It's all right though. It didn't actually look like it got any worse. I think I was just being overly worried. And if it does crash, you know, it's not the end of the world. It offers us the potential even to maybe see something really strange and wonderful happen. My copy of Castlevania, in particular, my Castlevania cartridge is really prone to glitches and crashes. It may be the buggiest cart that I own. Is Castlevania on NES. Wasn't quite prepared for that part, so I'm glad I didn't crash. I don't know if I've ever made that mistake before, so at least that was unique. Jumping too short. Even buggier cart than Crazy Castle. I have Crazy Castle, so I have Crazy Castle on the... Oh my goodness, I made it twice in a row. Maybe I have done that mistake and I just forgot. Because I seem to be good at it. That's not even a, you know, the jumping over these guys, not even a very hard thing to do. What is wrong with me tonight? When's the last time I died 3 times on the tunnel? It has been like at least like 9 days since I've died this much here. All right, last part. Yes, let's get out of here. Crazy Castle, I don't think I have on the NES. I have on the Game Boy. Have Crazy Castle. That might just be Crazy Castle 1. Oh, I think I have Crazy Castle 1 and 3. Uh-oh. Oh, well. Alright, we're probably gonna end up having to restart this run. This isn't looking good. Hey, Sparrow, welcome in. Going back to your roots, failing in the turbo tunnel is going back to my roots. I love that spin on it. I think my microphone is too close to my face. I can't laugh that hard. February 10th is apparently the last time I did so bad. Oh my goodness. I bought lettuce yesterday, go to open it, and it's trash. I mean, of course, Smile High Roll, it's lettuce. It was trash when the farmer picked it out of the ground. Thank you for the 100 bits. Good one. Thank you. It does, like, I don't know about you. I think the glitches look kind of cool. My very first stream, I played Ghosts and Goblins, and I was like 4 stages in, and the game started glitching, and I was like, oh well, this is a real bad sign. This is a real bad sign. My very first stream not going particularly well. A whole bunch of glitches here. What do? And I didn't want to, you know, I didn't want to throw my progress away, so I was like, you know, so I thought, well, I'll just keep playing as long as it stays playable. This is not going to stay playable for much longer. When you start seeing letters come through the graphics, you know things are going to go downhill pretty quickly. But anyway, I just stuck with it. I just, you know, just went with it. And the glitches, you know, sometimes they cleared up, sometimes they came back. But I made it all the way through the game. I beat it. It was a successful stream, so that, you know, that instituted the tradition of don't stop the game just because of a little bit of visual interestingness. Very, very strong Haim Beaver vibes. Hey, Derek Ocean, welcome in. We're hanging in there with Battletoads tonight. Hope you're doing well today. Oh yeah, I learned how to fight this guy real efficiently. Let's see if I can make it happen again. The edge of the screen is not this guy's friend. Look at this, there's nothing he can do. That strategy is just apocalyptic for that guy. Did you ever eat snake? I don't think I've ever tried snake, Mile High Roll. I've had alligator, but I don't think I've had snake. Ice pun there. Glitches on the ice level look cool. Nice. Let's play a Death Stranding tonight. You streamed it. It's a game you would love. I mean, hate. Is it nothing but cutscenes and talking the whole way through? He squeezed the glitches out of the game. Well, you know, for a time. After I cleared him away, they came right back. Oh, I saw one up there in that ramp. Believe me, I'll take it if the game if one of the glitches is that it spawns additional 1-ups. Whoa. See, this is good. This is good practice because this part's already real hard for me. So playing it with the extra distractions, it'll make it that much easier when we try it again. I had rattlesnake before, Cal says. Stone Cold? Like the wrestler? He's associated with rattlesnakes? I actually got really lucky in that mine area. I thought the same as you. I thought it was going to be a disaster, and yet here we are. There's a lot of cutscenes and talking, and the gameplay is a lot of walking and making it to the next scene. That doesn't even sound much like gameplay to me. I mean, I guess technically, in a way, right? All I'm doing is walking to the next scene, but it's a very interesting walk. I bet that you probably don't walk across giant snakes and jump over spikes in Death Stranding. Whoa! The whole background was like flashing in time. It almost looked like it was on purpose. It's kind of cool when the whole background does it. It's really kind of cool. We will, of course, you know, when the game crashes or when this run dies, we will, of course, give the cartridge a good cleaning. I enjoy these moments when they happen, but I don't intentionally pursue them. Necessarily. He calls himself the Texas Rattlesnake. And Ozzy, I'll have you know, I'm a connoisseur of some of the most exotic meats. Sparrow says. I wish, you know, I would try more exotic meats if they were more readily available to me, but because I've got to go out of my way for them, I tend not to. I'm definitely up for trying new and interesting things. When the opportunity presents itself. His Californian cousin. That's what you consumed, cows? Exotic meats such as chicken, pork, and if I'm really living dangerously, big box hardware store sausages. We also deliver packages a lot, and no snakes. Death Stranding is awesome, Mile High Rule says. Perhaps for some people. It sounds like it's probably not a good game for me. Hey, Christian, cool, good to see you. Thank you for the lurk, and let me step away and retrieve my coffee real quickly. I'll be back in just a moment. Thank you, Jelly, for the piping hot coffee and delicious sweet cheese. The most exotic stuff I've had has been raw salmon or eel, but not raw. I can't say I've had either of those. Only cooked salmon for me, and no eel. Actually, I don't know. So, I When we went to Thailand, my first day there, we went to like a cafe and to get our first like lunch as our breakfast, like our first meal of the day, and we didn't know what anything on the menu was. It was kind of a weird thing where like the menu had English on it, but it was like everything was like, I guess, super literally translated or maybe mistranslated. Because even though it had English on it, we couldn't tell what anything was. And so I picked a dish called Meeting of Eight. And I think it had 8 different types of animal protein in it. There was definitely tentacles. So I don't even know what things I ate in that dish. So who knows? Maybe I've had eel and don't know it. I only went for that dish once. It was definitely an experience. Making a sequel for Death Stranding. It'll have tremendous improvements like more walking. Oh, this might be a nightmare. This is really going to test how well do I know this part. Not that there's a lot of obstruction to seeing what's going on, but there's a lot of distraction from paying attention to what's going on. Death Stranding 2's no gameplay, it's just a movie. You know, I complain a lot that I don't like story in game, but I don't think that that's necessarily true. The problem is, for a lot of games, having story in the game means there's a lot of parts that you read or watch, and that's what I don't like. I'm fine with the game having plenty of story as long as it never takes over the gameplay. Like when we were playing Horus, and there was that whole scene, like Horus is not a good example of high gameplay, like low story. Not at all. The Horus is talky, and you gotta go watch it for hours. It's a terrible example, but there's one part really late into the game where there's a big story section going on where 2 characters have just met each other and they're having a conversation, kind of like getting to know each other, and it never stops the gameplay. Like you're platforming and you're playing the whole time that they're talking to each other. And like that's what I want. That's what I want. Don't don't interrupt the gameplay. So, you know, I love a bit of clever dialogue and stuff like that. But if I'm playing a game, I don't want my control ever taken away. Hey, Sir Rack of Lamb, welcome to Frownie's rants. Thank you for the raid. Welcome to your friends. I saw you were playing Kickle Cubicle. I saw your thumbnail right as I was getting ready to go live. How did that go for you? Mile Hyra says, I might think if you play Dark Souls, Frownie, you will hate it so much you'll never play a video game. Or not Dark Souls, sorry, a Death Stranding. You'll hate it so much you'll never play a video game again. Sparrow's idea of exotic foods was visiting a sushi place. That seems to be the way he summarized it. No gameplay, just movie. At this rate, no glitches next run is going to throw you off. Kiko Cubicle's really nice. Love it. Nice little puzzler. Right on. It looked fun. It looked fun when I saw... was it... I think Narblast was playing it. And I clicked through to take a look at the VOD to see what it was all about. And it looked, you know, from those few seconds I watched, it looked fun. So, good to hear you're enjoying it. Lots of levels. So yeah, for everyone who's just come in, we're playing Battletoads. I'm trying to beat it for the first time. I've been working on it for a few nights, so I'm pretty good at certain parts of the game, but I've never been all the way through it yet, so it's still a first playthrough. And we're doing it legit, we're taking it slow, game over, you know, means restart, that kind of stuff. And we're playing on original hardware, and my cartridge isn't set in just right, it appears, so we're getting a lot of glitches, but policy on the stream is we try to play through the glitches. And, you know, hopefully we get to see some cool and weird things happen. I know it's not for everyone, right? Staring at a scrambled screen is not everyone's idea of a good time, but I'm sorry. It is my idea of a good time. Let me see. I need to ask Jelly, are you in the chat yet? Can you see and hear us? I don't know if Jelly is there. I ask because there's the wheel. Some of the items that are on the wheel I left upstairs. I'm going to try and get Jelly to bring them down to me if she's still watching, but she might not be. She might pretend to not be watching now that she knows I'm going to ask her to come downstairs. I had to take a break from Air Fortress for a bit. I think you mean Air Torturous. Nice, Zergling. You seem to have quite the gift for puns. All right, I'm gonna give the wheel a spin, but depending on what I land on, I may have to go upstairs to get it. Here we go, my friends. I don't have the green or the hot habanero sauce down here with me at the moment. I put them in the refrigerator. Hey, we didn't land on either of those, though. We landed on the miniature wheel. So the miniature wheel is for the Bean Boozled, the Fiery 5 Bean Boozled. So now I've got to spin the wheel on the wheel and see what jelly bean to eat. These say warning extremely hot. I've had these. I have had these before. They're not the hottest thing that you could have. Oh, hang on. Let me actually get it to spin. It will spin. I've tested it. There we go. That looks like it's in the yellow. Oh, cool. Yellow is Carolina Reaper. The hottest of the hot beans. The two issues with this thing is, one, the beans aren't as hot as their advertising might lead one to believe, and two, they all look the same. Here we go. This one is undoubtedly the Carolina Reaper bean. Oh, wow. Oh, that's hotter than I remember. Oh, I wasn't prepared for that. I take it back. Wow, okay. Never mind. I know I've had one of those before, and it was not that bad. That's the hottest thing we've had on the wheel. Oh. I know I've had one of those before, and I was so underwhelmed by it. What in the world? I think I got scammed the last time I bought these. I think they were fake. Whoa. That was not expected. My goodness, my tongue. My tongue feels like when you eat a whole bunch of warheads and then it starts to get kind of... It starts to get like that kind of like raw spot. Where the acid powder they put on them starts to burn into your tongue. I don't need milk. I don't need milk. I can live through it. I could live through it. But wow, I was not expecting that. Those are fun. Oh. Yeah, I've got this one spot on my tongue now that's just... It's like a chemical burn. My stomach's a little warm too, but the chemical burn on my tongue is what I'm focused on. The beans glitched too. They heard me. They heard me. They something happened in there. So, but I know that. So that was the Carolina Reaper bean. I know what the worst of that is now. It's definitely painful. If you don't like spicy food, you don't want to eat these beans. It's not even like, again, it's not even like a pure spicy heat. It's very chemical. I feel like I feel a little bit like I ate something spicy, but I also just feel like I got burnt. The Carolina Reaper bean got translated to pepper spray bean by the glitch. Well, yeah. I know they're artificial, and that's why they don't actually have like chopped up pepper inside of them. They're made with extracts and chemicals, so it does make sense, but Oh. It's not really hot. Like the heat is gone, but the pain is lingering. If you it's made with the acid that made the Joker. If you ate a whole bunch of that same bean back to back, like you might really like scar your tongue. I have actual Carolina Reaper, habanero, and ghost pepper minced up and frozen in my freezer. Nice. Nice, Zergling. I've had fresh... Have we had fresh Carolina Reaper before? I think I have. I think I made chili with it one time. I've definitely made it with ghost pepper, but I think we also got Carolina Reaper. They're like, kind of small and dark red and kind of wrinkly peppers, right? I think I've had fresh Carolina Reaper once. When I lived in Houston, you know, when I lived in Texas, I could get peppers. I could get all the peppers I wanted. In Wisconsin, not so much. Sir Rack of Lamb is off to get some food. I hope you find something delicious, my friend. I recommend a Carolina Reaper jelly bean. So it would make a wonderful post-stream snack. Sometimes that's the way jokes just go for a Smile Hyrule, right? We could try our best, but you know, sometimes it's just gonna fly right over my head. Ugh. I knew I was in trouble. If you ride that like back and forth machine, if you ride it all the way up against the wall, you kind of get stuck over there for a little while. Something weird happens when like you have no momentum and you need to move against the thing. Basically it cancels it out so that you can't really get going. It's happened to me, you know. Well, it's happened to me a lot now, but first few times when it happened to me, I didn't really understand what was going on, but it's just a sort of bad reaction between the opposing momentums. This level's so hard, and then I just remembered if I clear this level, I still have level 9 after this one. When you're doing good at one level in Battletoads, like there's the temptation to like get lost in the fact that you're doing good and be like, oh yeah, this is going real well. I'm doing good on this level. It's usually real hard. And then it's like, oh yeah, it doesn't matter because there's a level that's twice as hard coming up next. I'm alive, don't complain. We're still on big wheel view. One day we'll be able to see the gameplay. Look at that. I'm a pro. Hey, thank you for letting me know. I would have left you there all night. You were so focused. I mean, that's what happens when you don't play off of your capture, right? It's very easy. Unfortunately, it's very easy to make that error, as you will see if you hang around. You'll see me making that error frequently. If you ever run out of beans, I can send some peppers over. Oh. Based on my experience with that bean, I'm kind of hoping they last a very long time. The thing about this guy is, to beat this guy damageless, you basically have to beat him deathless, because if he hits you, his timing is such that you will be stun locked until you die, unless you are in like a very narrow area, like specifically right next to him. Victory! Alright, I lost a couple lives, but that was actually pretty good for me. Oh yeah, I don't tend to do that well against that guy. The glitches kind of make the queen look like she had alphabet soup for breakfast, and she's a very messy eater. I have not beaten the Four Kings Mile High Roll. I'm not even close. I only leveled up my character once last night. I got one level. I found a new shield, and I found an Estus flask boost, but it was yet another kind of wasted night. Oh, 100% we're gonna use up all the continues. Yeah, we're so far. We're so far. You know, if I had like game over like on stage 5 or something, then it would be like, yeah, we'll restart and clear it up. But I made it so far. Well, yeah, 100%. We're using all the continues. Oh no! Don't worry though. Don't worry, because it might not take me long. It might not take me as long to blow through them as you would think. I shouldn't be playing so badly here. I should be able to do this part blindfolded. No, not last night. Tuesday. I probably just misspoke. By last night, I mean last time I played it. Yeah, I'm doing Dark Souls 1, Zergling. And yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it the same way I do everything else. I'm doing it blind, so no research, no help. I don't know what's going on. But I've made it up to the 4 Kings, which I know has gotta be far, because I've been playing it forever. No, we didn't finish up Zelda. I did a bunch of side quest stuff in Zelda. A bunch of like the Kinstones and farmed some figurines and some of that stuff, but we didn't take on the last dungeon. I didn't have the stamina for a dungeon last night, so we got a bit more to go with the Minish Cap. Probably two more nights with the Minish Cap. I'm thinking one night to finish out the last dungeon and the story, and then another night maybe to go around and kind of collect side stuff that we didn't get, if we want to. I don't necessarily know if we want to grind 100% of the figures. It seems like we've done so many at this point, it would be ridiculous not to, but... So I'm leaning toward it. Unless I have a, unless I'm presented with a good argument against it. Figurine farming! Well, and I can't let down all the people who want to see all the figurines. No, I'm probably gonna get them all. I don't know if I'm gonna get all the heart pieces though. I don't usually track down all the heart pieces in Zelda games. We might. We'll see. I'm having fun with it. But it can be tough. It can be tough to find all the Zelda stuff without a guide. Those ducks. Oh no. It's so hard to see the spikes. Leave me alone, orange fish. That's not a goldfish. That's a pyrite fish. We can't even see the health or lives. We just keep going along. I think I've got one life left. No. No, we got so far it finally gave out. No. This is my punishment. This is what I get. Oh. But why did it let us play so long? This is the level I needed the practice on. I hate this game. As the Battletoads always say, horse-a-bunga, dudes. Alright. I'm gonna make it work right, and we'll do another run. I can't leave it at that. Yeah, those rubber ducks, they're really difficult to... It did. It reached level 10 with no continues used, and then... Look at what it did to me. I'm so sad. Alright, let me step away for a minute. I'm going to take a short BRB, because I'm going to run upstairs and get those hot sauces in case I need them. And it'll probably take a moment to, you know, I'm gonna give this cart the old Q-tip treatment. So I'll be back with you in just a few minutes, my friends.